Hi, this is Joe again with another review. For the sake of this video, well, since it's still August of 2019, I figured what could be more appropriate than discuss a Christmas movie. And that's what I want to discuss here in this video, the 2004 film Christmas with the Kranks, starring Tim Allen, Jimmy Lee Curtis, Dan Aykroyd, and Emma Walsh. Of course, this film is based on a John Grisham novel called Skipping Christmas. But for some reason, when the movie was made in 2004, they switched the title from Skipping Christmas to Christmas with the Kranks, which is, I don't know why the title was changed. I guess maybe because of the what happens in this movie. They decided to call it Christmas with the Kranks instead, which we're going to get into. The plot of this film is, of course, Jamie Lee Curtis and Tim Allen are married, called the family's the Kranks, and they have a college-age daughter, or a daughter who just got out of college, or about to get out of college, I should say, and she decides to spend a semester in a year in Peru for a college degree because she was going into the Peace Corps. So she's in the Peace Corps, and the requirement is she has to spend a year abroad, and she has to be in Peru. She got assigned to Peru. And so, of course, it looked like the daughter was not going to be making the trip home for Christmas. And originally, she said to her parents, "Look, I'm not going to be home for Christmas." And so, Lionel Craig, played by Tim Allen, saw an ad in the local mall, an advertisement for a cruise, a Christmas cruise. It would take place during Christmas week, and so he decides to book a cruise, and says, "Hey, got an idea. Since our daughter's not going to be home, why don't we just skip Christmas? That's where they got to skip Christmas from. Why don't we skip Christmas this year? Don't spend all the money on decorations and getting a tree, or shopping, getting Christmas cards, shopping for shopping for presents for a family or for neighbors, or whatever." Because he ran the numbers. Look how much money we spent on Christmas last year. We could take half of that money and spend it on this cruise, because the cruise is about half the money we would spend or a tenth of the money that we spent on Christmas last year. Jamie Lee Curtis, who plays the wife, says, "Really?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "Let's do it." So Jamie Lee Curtis reluctantly does it because she was disappointed that she's not going to have the Christmas party or whatever, and she's telling, and of course, both of them tell all the neighbors, and Tim Allen tells his co-workers, "Look, we're not going to be skipping Christmas this year, so don't give me any of the Christmas garbage. Don't send me any cards. Don't give me any presents. Don't do anything. I'm boycotting Christmas this year because my daughter's not going to be here. And both of us are going to go away for a cruise, so don't bother us with any of this Christmas garbage." So the co-workers took it out on him. The neighbors took it out on them because, how dare they not decorate their house for Christmas? Because every house on their street, on that block, decorates for Christmas. Not only that, but all the houses are decorated the same way with this porcelain, like 8-foot frosty on every roof of every house on the block. So this is 3 foot, and of course Dan Aykroyd, who plays like the block leader, or a self-appointed block leader, organized a protest in front of the house, says free Frosty, all that stuff, and try to get a Frosty, put him on the roof, and of course, Tim won't have anything to do with that stuff, and well, it really gets really exaggerated, but and there's one point in the house where a bunch of carolers came over to entertain. Go to house on this block, and then Aykroyd said, "Oh, why don't you go to that house?" Or the neighbor, Emmett Walsh, who ironically starred with Tim Allen in a few episodes of Home Improvement, playing Jill's father on that show. And Dan Aykroyd did like a crossover thing, also in Home Improvement, so it's kind of ironic there. Plus, I should mention before I go any further, that this is the fourth movie that Dan Aykroyd starred with Jamie Lee Curtis. The first one, of course, being Trading Places back in 1983, and then in the early 90s, they starred together again in the Mind Girl films. Mind Girl 1, of course, Mind Girl 2, which came out in 1994, and of course, 10 years later, in 2004, Jamie Lee Curtis and Dan Aykroyd starred again in this film, but this was the only one out of the 4 films where Jamie Lee Curtis and Dan Aykroyd didn't hook up. So, but it's fun to see the two of them on screen again for the 4th time. Anyway, Emmett Walsh says it's quiet. Why are you going to that house? And yeah, but it's the only house that's not decorated in the whole block. And he says, yeah, and the woman who runs the choir says, why are they Jewish or something? And they go celebrate Christmas because what, they're Jewish or Chinese or something or Asian. And said, no, just to bother them because they're boycotting Christmas. They go, they what? So they do that just to bother them. And of course, Tim Allen got revenge. Not only did he chase the choir away, but he sprayed cold water on the front of the stoop, so it would turn to ice, and everybody would be slipping and falling all over the ice, which would make it funny. But then, of course, the plot twist. The plot twist is, guess what? The daughter is coming home for Christmas. Calls up, Christmas Eve and said, hey, guess what, Mom and Dad, I'll be home by 8 o'clock tonight. My flight's coming in by around 8:30. I should be home by 8:30. So they decided to call everybody, even though the whole neighborhood was giving them crap for skipping Christmas. They told them, even though they told everybody why they were doing it, because they weren't going to go away since the daughter's not going to be home. But then they tell them, guess what, the daughter is going to be home. So they all haul ass to decorate the neighborhood, put up the frosty, and they do have like a homage to Home Improvement with Tim Allen falling off the roof being all tied up. That's kind of like a homage to all the accidents that Tim Allen had on Home Improvement. And we know all those accidents were staged from the show, of course, but the accident of him falling off the roof and hanging upside down all tied up, which was funny. And then not only did I have one surprise of coming home for Christmas, but she told him that she met a guy in Peru who she knew before, and they hooked up in Peru and ended up getting engaged. So now you have a possible wedding for them to plan, and of course the daughter never knew they were going to skip Christmas, which made a whole nice little thing towards the end of the film. But what made it even nicer was, of course, you're wondering what happened to the plans for the cruise. Well, Tim Allen found out that the neighbor across the way, played by Emmett Walsh, found out that his on-screen wife got diagnosed with cancer for the 4th time and didn't know if she would be able to be there for the 4th time. So what Tim Allen decides to do is, look, why don't I give them a present? Give them tickets to the cruise, call up the airline, call up the cruise line and all that stuff, and tell them that I'm getting this present. I'll cruise to our neighbor, which was going to do. They're going to one last trip, join us last Christmas, which might most likely be the last Christmas that his neighbor's wife's going to have. So let me do this, for them. And they reluctantly accepted it, and of course, Tim Allen, of course, realizes that was the biggest gift they could do for somebody. And they accepted it, and it was a great send-off for this movie, with Tim Allen looking at what really meant to Christmas in this thing. And it was really, even though this movie got a lot of lousy reviews at the time the movie came out, I mean, reviewers were lucky to give it like 1 star, because I think that I can see why, because in the book it was much better in the book. In terms of the humor, even though John Grisham was not known for putting in humor in his novels, because mostly writes legal thrillers. But it's nice for him to put some humor in there. And when they make the movie, the humor seems a little bit forced, especially in the beginning part of the film. Especially this one particular sequence when Tim Allen and Jim got hooked up to go to a tanning salon to get like a little bit more of a tan, and going for Botox. That was even a little bit more forced, that humor. And of course, what happened is, of course, Jamie Lee Curtis was in a bikini to get the tan in the tanning salon. So she walks out, and of course, by this time, in 2004, I don't know how old Jamie Lee Curtis was in this movie. I guess she had to be like what, in the 40s. In that time, mid 40s at this point. She did not look like she was in the type of shape to be in a bikini at that time. I mean, that was funny because a couple of years earlier, when she did the movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger, True Lies, I mean, she was in shape. But this movie, she did not look like she was in shape at all. And for putting her in a bikini, I mean, I like Jamie Lee Curtis. I thought she was smoking hot, especially when she first started in movies, especially in the Halloween films, and of course in Trading Places, when you saw her naked in Trading Places. She was smoking hot in that film. But in this film, she was not in shape at all. And to put her in a bikini, and then of course she comes out and trying the whole mall saw her in a bikini because she actually bumped her head. And she got a scratch, and she wanted a band-aid or something, and the local priest, the local minister, saw her in a bikini. She had to cover herself up because she was, naturally she has a preset, nice set of hooters there. I mean, I'm not gonna get too graphic about it, or too pervy about it, but she had to cover herself up like that. But she did not look in shape, and Tim Allen was never in shape either, especially when he was on Home Improvement. He was not in good shape either back then, either, and he was like wish shape in this movie, and so to see Tim Allen wearing a speedo, and Jamie Lee Curtis in a bikini, I mean, she didn't look like in good shape at all. But they did that scene, and I think that one real disturbing scene in this film. That particular scene, the humor was really forced in that film. I do like the fact that how much crap they were getting from the neighbors. Protesting free Frosty, trying to organize, and they were getting harassing phone calls, free Frosty, put the Frosty on the roof, trying to bully them to put decorating the house for Christmas. I mean, sort of how bad it is at Christmas time for some people, to force them to decorate the houses like this. But eventually when everybody came around, and now all of a sudden, that's the part of the movie, that all of a sudden people says, oh, so the daughter's coming home, let's help them out. I mean, come on. I mean, it was really, I think that was what the problem was in the film. But the book was funny, and in fact the book was funnier than the movie. But, who knows, maybe in a few years, if this movie gets enough playtime on the air, on television, maybe people will change their minds eventually, 20 or 30 years down the line. Kind of like what happened with movies like Miracle on 34th Street and It's a Wonderful Life, where at the time those movies came out in the 40s, they were total busts at the box office, and then because of the constant airings on television, they became hits. Who knows? Maybe that's what happened with this movie. Who knows? But I mean, I do like it because I like Tim Allen, and I like Jamie Lee Curtis. I like the performances in this film, even though, like I said earlier, the humor seems a bit forced. But it's a fine. I mean, it's an okay Christmas movie. I mean, it's not the greatest one. It's not the best one. The original Miracle on 34th Street, in my opinion, is the best Christmas movie. But this one is okay. So that's my review of the movie Christmas with the Kranks. Please click on the video. Please rate it. Please subscribe to my channel, and please forward this video onto your Facebook pages. You can check out all my reviews and online on my YouTube channel at rowdyscene.com, or WDY, and that's scene.com. The homepage of my reviewer, Christy Moore, and please check out all of his videos on his website. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time.